Hi everyone, it's Gina, your GIA Gemologist. Today, my client, who had just lost his wife a year ago, brought in her jewelry estate. And it was very difficult for him because he didn't know who to go to, and he really, it's a difficult situation to know what to bring in and to have somebody go through it and to sort through. It's uncomfortable. And later as we talked, I do want to say, it's not an embarrassing situation. It shouldn't be. This is the time when you need to bring all those items in and let a professional go through and help you. Your burden has been so full, whether you've cared for your home and cared for your loved one for 5 years, 10 years, or just a year, or even more recent. You've had the task of going through now and accumulating her items, and at some point you're ready to let those items go and decide which of the children will receive what, and what should you sell, what shouldn't you. There's many, many different thoughts that come through your head. So it's not the time to think about being embarrassed to bring in these items to a professional. Through my 40 years of working with estates, this is the time when we should come to help you at the most to get to the next hump. And the next hump is you choosing to live your life now. The valley that you've just gone through was tremendous. So getting on with the emotional part of it, I do want to share with you today in a moment the items that I sorted through. Of course, there's gold. Of course, there's sterling silver. Then there are donational items that are going to be accumulated. And in those items, we have to decide whether or not any of these items you want to save for the children, keep for keepsakes, or just simply donate them. When I go through and I sort through some of the things that I think are sentimental, or maybe some pins that might be memorable that maybe somebody in the family would enjoy. There might be some little earrings, some little diamond studs that maybe the daughter would like. But, at the most, I do want to say that most of my clients that are elderly, they have elder children, and the children really don't want any of the items. They want, if anything, the sentimental items, the high school or the college, pins or rings, maybe a pearl bracelet. So I really want to encourage you to, have an oversight on these items. Also, when you're picking and going through this with an estate holder like myself, I really think it's important to take your time and go through those sorted piles again and decide, maybe look at them and say, well, you know what, that little necklace was something that, she enjoyed. So, maybe I can keep that for my daughter, or think about it. And by all means, you should. I don't think you should rush into anything. Although I do think by you stepping foot into my office or into an office like mine, it took a lot of courage and you were ready. So I feel like it's a help to help you in a way to say, let's do it. Let's get the job done. Let's separate everything. Let's make the decisions, and then let's move on. Today, my client left with some money for some items that he was quite surprised that it accumulated to as much as he had thought, and I was very pleased that I could write him a check for that amount. There were a lot of donational items, and I do want to share with you in a moment something that you can do at home, because a lot of these earrings and components, they have a little silver post and maybe the gold earring. So typically those are stainless steel, and I'll just spread them out on the table and let you take a look at them in a moment. One other thing that came to my mind is, depending on where the loved one purchased a lot of things. In this case, it was Mexico, so it's marked Mexico, and it had 10 karat gold. So you have to remember all of this from my previous alloy. When we did the alloy at the processing center, in order for the melt to be done, we know now that even though they're marked 10 karat or 14 karat, the assay has to disclose to us, or it will tell us what exactly the metal is, and it's usually always less. So please keep that in mind. And also, I just want to mention, I'm a big component of using a magnet. So do go through your sorted items at home if you want to establish what might be made of iron or cobalt, that those are not gold or sterling silver. So simply take your magnet and go over the jewelry items, and it will magnetize. So that will help you kind of hurry through a lot of the pain of knowing which is gold and which is not. So I'll be back in just a moment, and I want to show you some of the earrings with the components that I'm talking about with the silver post. Okay, thanks. Okay, so here I have a bundled up section that I'm just going to go through and just show you. So one of the things I want you to do is I want you to take and look at the post that you see has the silver post, and then of course you have the gold earring, and you're going to almost 100% assume that these are in fact just silver based or brass based, stainless steel. And these will be what we call donational. And donational, I work with a charity, and I love it when I can take these and pass them on to that charity. But these are going to be really cool things for them. They're going to resell these in their little shops. These are the kind of items that you can expect that will go to these charities. So when we're in here, we're going to separate out our gold. We're going to separate out our sterling silver. And then, as I mentioned, these are going to be the items that we're going to give as donational. And then we can choose of any of these that you want to keep. And once again, when we're separating out the estate, we're gonna be looking at the gold. Remember, we use our magnet to see. We look for the items that are costume, and these are the gold items that we found. So a lot of these are marked. You'll see them. We'll separate the 10 karat visually that we can, and then we'll put the 14 karat in a little grouping. But then we still need to acid test everything, because even 14 karat may be marked as 14 karat, but it's actually comes down from the acid, and that means that we have to pay less for that because we cannot refine that and recoup the loss. One of the things I want to talk to you about for a moment is the sterling silver. Sterling silvers, I don't want you to be under the assumption that even though it's yellow, like this earring, that it could not be sterling silver, because this is in fact sterling silver. So it is gold dipped, it is sterling silver, it is marked sterling silver. So that's what I want to mention to you on that. And then we would melt all of this. If you have a lot of time and you want to put things online, you may choose to do that with sterling. However, because sterling silver, the price has gotten so high in the market these actually are better off scrapping them and melting them, because they will create that you'll get your money out of it faster than paying the 30% online fees plus paying somebody to your time to actually list them. Well, that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe. I have many more subjects that I would be talking to you about, and examples that would be great tips for you and your family. Take care.